All right, McKenna. So here's what you're going to do. And let me get this up a little bit more so that we can see it. So when we're talking about like terms, it just means the terms that have the same variable. And when I'm sorting my like terms, the first thing that I do is I go through and I kind of draw a line. Wherever I see a plus or minus sign, I draw a line before it. So for example, here I've got a plus and minus sign here. Okay, before that negative 8x, I've got a plus or minus here, and I've got a plus or minus here. Okay, so that means that I've got this term here, which is 10x. I've got this term here, which is negative 8x because we're talking about that sign. I've got this term here, which is positive 2, and I've got this term here, which is positive 10. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and sort it. And what I do is I start from my left to my right. And remember how I talked about how they are like teams? So the X is on one team, anything without an X is on a different team. And for every different type of term that I have, I do a new column. So starting here, I've got 10X. That's my first term. Okay. Moving through, my next term is negative 8x, which is on the same team as 10x because it's got an x behind it. So I'm going to put that negative 8x because I need to include that operation and that sign with it. Okay. Next is 2. Well, 2 doesn't have an x, so it's going to be on a different team. So I've got my 2 here, and I can do positive 2 if that helps. And then my next term is positive 10. So I'm going to write that down here. Okay. So I have only 2 teams. All of my terms are taken care of. If it helps, you can cross it out as you get through them. But we want to make sure, again, that we have those signs there. So then my next step is combining them. And to combine them, it just means that I add them. So I'm saying, okay, positive 10 plus negative 8 is going to be 2x. Okay. 2 plus 10 is going to be 12. And then to write it as an expression, we just write the term that comes in front of it. So my term is going to be, so that you can see it a little better, my term is going to be 2x is my first term. My second term is 12. And since it's a positive 12, we're going to put a plus 12 here. And that is my simplified expression going from here to here. If you have any more questions, let me know. I'd be happy to send other videos that'll help you. But that's how you would approach that. That's how you would simplify it. You first go through, and I first figure out how many terms there are. So there's 4 terms. Then I go through and I sort them into their teams or into their rows. Okay. And then I go through and I add each set of terms so that I can find out what my simplified version of the expression is. And that's it. Give me another message if you have any more questions.